Alright guys, welcome back to another tutorials. Remember the last day we were able to make our websites responsive to tablets and also mobile phone. Now we are going to add a click function to this icon right here so that it will hide these elements and also reveal this element again. Now remember, we gave this image here an ID and also a click function which is called toggle. Now before we can work on these elements right here, we will use the navigation bar. So we will use the nav. The nav is holding these elements right here. The nav is holding the logo, the UL, the button, and the image itself. Since the nav is holding these elements, we need to talk to it so that it will reduce its height to a certain amount of number that we want. If you haven't given the nav an ID of navbar, just add ID navbar to your nav right here. Okay. Now, let's open the JavaScript tag inside your body. Okay, now we are going to create a container which is called variable when it comes to JavaScript. This container will serve as a bowl or a box that we will be putting stuffs inside. And what are the stuffs? Right now we want to put the navbar and the image inside the container that we'll be creating in the JavaScript, so that we will tell the JavaScript what we want these two people to behave on the screen. So we have three ways to create, or we have three ways to call or store data, or to create box, or to create container, as I explained in JavaScript. You can use var, you can use let, you can use const. In this case, we are using const. So the const is you have called the container, and now we have to give the container a name. So in this case, I'm calling it navbar. Okay, that is how to call a container. Now inside this container, I want to put something inside, which is what? Which is the navbar here. Whole of this navbar here, I want to put it inside the container. Because you have given it an ID, then it's easy for you. So you will write document dot get element by ID. Okay, which ID do we want? We want the navbar, which is this navbar right here. Now you are good to go. So you called a container inside JavaScript and you have put in this navbar inside the JavaScript container you created. So you created a document and you want the document to create and you want the document to get an element by its ID, and then you wrote navbar here. So now JavaScript has recognized your navbar here. Now the same way, create a container and then put your image inside, which is the chat icon right here. So you give that your container a name. I'll say chat, and then the same way, document.get element by ID, which is the chat icon right there, and then you close it. Now JavaScript has recognized chat, which is a container, and what is inside the container? The container is carrying chat icon. What is chat icon? The chat icon is the image or the icon that we have placed here. Now, what do we want to do to the two of them? First of all, we want it to hide itself and also show itself when we click on the button right here. So before, let's hide these lists right here and then come back to the JavaScript and also add the function to it. So up here to your font size, the navigation max height right here, you will change it to 69 pixels like that. See, everything is being hidden. Okay, so this is where when you click on this icon, it will reveal all of them for you like that. So in this case, we are using if and else state here. JavaScript is very broad, so we'll be brushing off, but I'll make sure you get the basic understanding of whatever we are doing here. We will say if the nav bar, okay, that we created here, if the nav bar dot style, let me write this code and then I will explain it to you very well. If the max height is 69, when I click on it and at that particular moment the max height is 69, stretch it to its full length, which is 100 VH. Now see, when we click on it, it stretches to its full length. That is what we told the JavaScript to do for us. Okay, and right here, else navbar.style.max height equals 69. So 69 to 100 and then 100 to 69. So we need to add transition inside the JavaScript. See, so you will say navbar dot style dot transition equals, and then you bring your string all 0.5s is, and let's see, you see, automatically it does that slow move for you. So let's use ease in and out, in, out, like that, and then the transition will run very smooth for you. Thank you for watching. We have a long way to go, so share, like, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel.